is so crucial because it's a best of 5. One loss isn't going to cost you dearly, but you are going to want to be very careful about how you approach these games, because one overextension could mean the end of a game and maybe even the set as well.
Also, there's something that we haven't actually mentioned yet. Hexen is currently coaching Unsung Heroes. In between games, which is that's one thing that was talked about a lot before this LAN, is whether they would allow coaching, and they did end up allowing it. And you couldn't ask for much of a better coach than Hexen, who's been in the competitive scene absolutely dominating with, I believe, Set to Destroy X for quite a long time. So now Perps here just sitting on top of the bridges. We've gotten into this game here for Unsung Heroes. Perps trying to spot out Dr. Prodigy, who's going to end up getting down. That's a pick. That's 2. That could be possibly 3. He's fighting it. That's 3.
Finds the third kill, and a full wipe is going to come out there as Unsung Heroes has a dynamic start coming out here, and they have the zone in spades here against No Fear.
And it's exactly as I said earlier in the matches that we were watching. When you get that clean 4-player wipe on Splat zones and you have control of the zone, you do not want to be on the receiving end of that. That is huge. But Team No Fear has all of their special charged. There's going to be the Ink Storm coming up. They're pushing in. One more pick. Yeah, they're going into 2v2 right now.
Half of them went to the alley, and the other half went to the left-hand side flank, and it seems to be working. 2 members are already down for Unsung Heroes.
They're painting the zone. They're going to get it.
Not anywhere close to his bubble blower, so they can't contest the zone that way. They're going to have to fire off some suction bombs, and already they're taking down the zone. They've gotten a penalty of 44 onto Unsung Heroes, which is going to delay any further push that they might make, but here come the bubbles.
And look at Team No Fear just spread out like this and completely run into Team Unsung Heroes. Look at the bubbles.
Probably the worst place in history to fall, right on top of a splashdown. Perps looking for another kill, going to find another Dr. Prodigy, looking for anyone that might be sticking around, but nobody is sharking in the ink here for No Fear, and that's going to be another lockdown of the zone at a penalty of 15 given to No Fear. It was a nice try. I really liked the 2 and 2 split, but it did not work out as much as they had planned.
They had really good positionings. If you looked at the overhead view there, they had Team Unsung Heroes pretty much surrounded, and it just basically came down to the 1v1, just the strength of the 1v1s that Unsung Hero has, and maybe just their LAN experience, and it was able to actually get them out of that situation, which is actually incredible, fantastic. And now, No Fear with a 3-player wipe onto Team Unsung Heroes. They're going to be pushing back. They got that 47-point penalty back on to Unsung Heroes, and despite losing the zone here, they've got more map control, and they can actually tackle this from much better angles.
Unsung Heroes already able to get the zone back, even though they're 2 down, multiple specials, multiple splashdowns, I should say, at the ready here for No Fear. They need to use them wisely. Dr. Prodigy going to use it to stay alive there.
I agree with that splashdown. It was a zoning splashdown. Zoning splashdown, not meant to kill. He just did not want the opposing player to paint the zone.
And that's why it's called sometimes a panic button specialist, because it gives you that ink of your own underneath your own feet in order for you to get away. And now the penalty for No Fear has been gotten rid of. Another 2-down situation here on the side of
Perps in some trouble, though. He gets one, and he falls down to the blaster. That could have been devastating if Perps is actually able to take that 2-piece. But No Fear is just showing that they are not out of this game yet.
No Fear living up to their name here. Rocket has brought with him one of the newest weapons here in Splatoon 2, that being the range blaster with that suction bomb, and one of the most potent specials right now.
The suction bomb, he's still alive.
Perps
he's taking shots
this game, trying to get away.
Down.
Too much enemy ink is not going to be able to do it. LSDJ trying to move in forward, Hope able to get the kill there, and that's a 2-down situation for Unsung Heroes as they lose 1 special, and it only costs No Fear 1 player for them to get the zone back, and this zone trading is constant. Back and forth we go.
And that's not what you want when you're Team No Fear right now. No Fear wants to hold that zone. I mean, obviously, they want to get rid of that penalty, but dealing with a 40-point penalty every time the zone trades just is horrible. And Perps actually going down to Hope there, and now Team No Fear is going to get another shot at holding the zone and another shot at taking the lead.
Hope also hanging out by the zone as the splashdown at the ready is going to pop in here, but the tree is going to help protect whoever was around. And now multiple members attacking Mom who's going to go down there, and the penalty starting to get rid of there, but somehow in the midst of all that, a couple of kills there for Hope, but Unsung Heroes was able to get the zone, and it's still ticking down for them. No Fear really has to put some time and investment into the zone right now because we're approaching the minute mark.
Right, so Team No Fear is winning these team fights right now, which is incredible to be able to do it against a team like Unsung Heroes, but they're not holding control of the zone. They can win a team fight and capture it, but they aren't holding it in the middle of team fights, and that's why they haven't taken the lead, and honestly, that's why they haven't knocked out Team Unsung Heroes yet. And Hope getting a nice 2-piece, and they're actually, as we say this, they are looking like they might be able to contest this lead right now. There's only 8 points left on the penalty. They don't have much more to go after that, and Perps maybe going to fall down, does fall down to the Rapid Blaster, and this is huge.
10 points to go from
Team
here,
Unsung Heroes.
For Unsung Heroes.
They need to push back in. There's not much time left.
Rocket not anywhere close to the Ink Storm.
And that's going to be the lead for Team No Fear.
That's the lead for No Fear, but the bubbles are coming out once again. Doesn't get to pop them over by the zone itself, but they do have ink armor at the ready, so Unsung Heroes...
They're going for the knockout. They're not done yet.
2 down for Unsung Heroes. Now 3 down effectively as No Fear is not
letting go of the zone. And that's the knockout Team No Fear onto Unsung Heroes. I did not expect to see that one after how strong Unsung Heroes came at the start of that match.
What a start for Unsung Heroes, but No Fear again playing with that patience and perseverance, able to hold on despite the constant zone trading, and that is going to be a great first match won by No Fear. We also see a 12 KA, I believe Hope was the one to come away with the biggest KA there for No Fear. Beautiful job there to come back from what didn't seem to be their game at all.
No, absolutely not. And No Fear, at the start of that game, they were definitely struggling. The zone was going back and forth, which is not how you can get the lead. You need to hold the zone and get rid of that penalty. Otherwise, it just keeps getting reapplied every single time. But no, they actually made it. It was near the end of the game. They were finally able to keep control of the zone, and they made a comeback that I didn't think they were going to get, despite how strong they were playing.
Both of these teams looking very strong now as we move on to the piece de resistance, the Rainmaker Black Belly Skate Park map mode combination that everyone has been waiting for. Black Belly only recently introduced back into Splatoon 2, so this is one of the first instances that it's being seen in tournament play and definitely for LAN play.
And speaking of seeing Black Belly Rainmaker, we are going to be resetting the lobby here, so just give us a second to go back in.
So yeah, we're getting reports of some controller interference here. Of course, that is definitely a possibility for LAN play, is that some parts of your either controller or your machine might go a little haywire from time to time with all of the other switches and pro controllers in the room, so they're going to get that set up before we get into our game number 2. But already, this set is looking to be one for the history books.
And as I said, this set is going to be an exciting set. If that was only game 1, I want to see what happens to the table when this set goes to game 5, because I'm calling it right now.
And I think both of these teams are already very, very hyped. You can see, you could even hear the energy in their voices, even through the soundproof booth when they were in that game. The constant back and forth trading of the zone kind of allowed them to kind of experience both the highs and the lows, and both offense and defense, which is not something that I think Hitzel's team is great at. When they're so good at offense, they have to think about going back and protecting the zone, which is not their style. They like to go all in. If they're going to die, they're going to die 3 or 4 at a time.
Right, absolutely. It's, as I was saying earlier, Team Unsung Heroes is so good at playing offensive, but when it comes to not having control, when it comes to getting back in once you've lost it, they just don't have. It's not so much they don't have the team comps. It's not so much they don't have the skill. It's that they don't have the team comp to actually make that happen.
And that's exactly why we saw the initial lead go to Hitzel's team, is because Unsung Heroes was able to get into the zone immediately, get a couple of quick picks. I believe it was 2 down for No Fear, and then immediately take over the zone. That push lasted quite a while, but No Fear kind of rested on their laurels a little bit. They were able to wait until the right time to pop their specials and get a couple of double and triple kills to start a push of their own, and that patience allowed them to take game 1. But going into Black Belly Rainmaker, this is a very fast-paced map mode combination, so I think it might lend itself a little bit better to Hitzel's team, Unsung Heroes.
Yeah, and if you're No Fear right now, you definitely are feeling the energy. Coming back from a game like that, they knew that they were going up against a strong team, and being able to take out game 1 after holding that objective just so strongly in the latter half of that game, that they got the energy flowing, the blood's pumping, and they're going to bring everything they have to Black Belly Rainmaker.
And you're going to need picture-perfect precision here, as every kill is going to matter double-fold on a map like this one where the spawns are so close to each other. You need every advantage you can get. 2 downs often are not enough to cut it, as the other 2 members that are alive can get to the objective so quickly on a small map like this one. You really need those 3 or 4 down situations before you start gunning it over to the Rainmaker pedestal. But at the same time, I've seen a lot of cheeky plays in Splatoon 1 happen on this map and mode.
Right, Black Belly Rainmaker is an interesting map mode combo because the objective can end so quickly. You need to always make sure that you have at least 1 player alive. You can never go 4 down. If you go 4 down, the game's over. And for that reason, you're constantly resting on pin and needles, because every time you die, you're wondering, oh, okay, how is this going to affect my team? Is my team going to go down in sort of a domino effect because of it? Or is this death, am I going to be able to get back fast enough in order to hold on to the Rainmaker? But even with 1 or 2 down, you can still make a pretty good push all the way up to the halfway point, or even more so. And no, that's absolutely what we're going to see. The thing about Black Belly Rainmaker when you're playing against teams, or when you're watching a match of teams of this caliber, is that it's all about those team wipes. They don't pick up that objective. They don't pick up the Rainmaker and try to go for that push when there's 3-4 enemy players up. They got to get the team wipe, and then they just go. That's how this works.
And you can see Unsung Heroes especially has gotten a lot of short-range weapons under their belt here. We see the Dapple Dualies coming out as well as the N-Zap and the regular Splatter Shot.
Two players
nice
going
kill there
down.
by Hitzel. Already has the ink armor built up, and that's a 3-down situation.
That's 4 down. This is exactly what we're talking about. But they don't have the Rainmaker. They're going to respawn in time to defend it. They're going to get a lot of points off of this, but it's not going to be the lead.
Unfortunate for
the
them.
victory, the knockout.
They might still have a chance. They do have a little bit of ink over there. Mum's
But he's getting it there. He's getting it there. What?
No, the full wipe, and that's going to stop them at 4. So No Fear still has a chance to make a recovery.
And see, when we talk about a 4-point victory on any other map, you say, oh, well, Team Unsung Heroes just has it on lockdown now. But no, it just takes one team wipe from the side of No Fear, and they can get this. They can be back in this game. It's that easy. It's that quickly. And Prodigy actually not finding any of those picks. That was interesting. I thought that splash shot was for sure going to get 2 of them. And now that's 3 down on the side of Unsung Heroes. And Team No Fear is looking really strong. They did drop 2, but they can grab the Rainmaker and they can get some points here.
As you mentioned, the only real reason I think why Unsung Heroes wasn't able to dunk that is because they took so long in picking up the Rainmaker. That gives an opening for No Fear here. Although they've let Unsung Heroes respawn and try and build up their special some more. Already they're going 1 down. It's still going to go down to a shot from Dr. Prodigy, but the map control in mid is still pretty split here. The top part over by the Rainmaker is in control though by Unsung Heroes, who doesn't seem to be anywhere near the Rainmaker other than Perps.
And this is just crazy. With an opening play like that from Unsung Heroes, you know, they definitely have the upper hand. They have the momentum in this match right now, but it's just not over yet. Black Valley Rainmaker can go back and forth so quickly. Like, if you just blink, you might miss it. And Rocket, unfortunately, running out of ink there.
3-down situation on the side of Unsung Heroes, so No Fear with a chance again to push it forward here. Hope having trouble getting up onto this pedestal, has the splashdown at the ready to try and blaze a path here for the Rainmaker, and it looks like they're probably going to take it over in that left-hand side hallway, and here goes DJ.
This is huge. That's 1 down now on the side of Unsung Heroes. That's 2 down. They've got to make this push. The DJ's going to be getting up, but he's taking fire from the splatter shot. He's almost there. He's the last one. He finds the pick. Is that going to be it?
Looking for the double. No, he's not going to find it. 3 down on No Fear. It was well worth a shot, getting up to 16.
But they're not done yet.
Locking it down here, and that should be the end of the push here. Still plenty of time for them to recover. We've already seen a push to 16 and 4, and that is not unusual at all for this map and mode.
Oh my heart, that was insane. Team No Fear got so close to taking the lead and even getting that knockout there. If they just had one more player alive to defend the Rainmaker, that could have been it. But no, Team Unsung Heroes is still in this game. They've still got the lead and they're still playing strong.
Still willing to push forward here, getting map control effortlessly here, even though Mom is located, trying to build up that suction bomb rush to maintain map control even more. One special is available, it being the splashdown on the side of Unsung Heroes. We'll have to see when they use it here. Frank is going to go down after pushing it all the way up to the pillow, and multiple members are sat up over by that pillow, and it looks like No Fear is just biding their time, trying to pick off some members of Unsung Heroes. They have 3 specials at the ready, so that should be feasible.
The suction rush is huge on a map like Black Valley because it's so small that a suction bomb just does so much more. Pretty much you can throw a suction bomb anywhere and it's like you can't really dodge it other than pushing into the player that threw it is basically the way that suction bombs work on this. And DJ going for the left side push with Prodigy. They're going to be fought from the mid, but the splashdown's going to stop it.
Nice
and now they have an opportunity to push in here.
Very clear path here on the left-hand side here for No Fear to keep pushing forward. Hope trying to blaze a path here with this splatter shot. They're going to get a kill there on the Mom on the Dapple Dualies. Looking for a double kill there on whoever's on the grates, but they don't have enough range. Looking for Frank, who's on that splatter shot pro. They're just trying to be a distraction
back up on the grates.
Trying to move forward here.
Hitzel's positioning is huge right now, and he's going to get DJ.
And he'll go down. Hitzel with a huge defense here, and nobody can seem to touch him on this grating.
And that was huge. Hitzel's play there. He knew he had to stay up on top of the grates there because Team No Fear just did not have the weapons in the right places to be able to actually take him out. DJ is on the Dually Squelchers, and he was holding the Rainmaker, which means one of their long-range weapons was unable to actually get Hitzel down from there. So he did a really good job staying alive, staying in position, and able to stop that push completely alone.
Time running out on No Fears. They're losing one player there. The splatter shot going down. They do have the Dually Squelchers at their disposal, but they're 2 down, and Frank is going to take it over in this half-pipe area as well.
There's 3 of them
pushing forward. The suction bomb.
It's only Hope.
It's only Hope. The 10 missiles are also trying to come out. They're not going to hit the Rainmaker carrier.
And that might be it. No, they're up to
they get
6
it
points.
Almost to 4 once again, but it's not quite going to work that way. 22 seconds left for No Fear to come back, but they're still down a player. Unsung Heroes is currently 2 down, but they have to carry it all the way from their side of the map.
This is their last attempt. No, they lost it. They have an attempt. They need
might
to pop
have
this.
one last chance here. It will require
But no, they're
overtime.
2 down. They're 2 down. They're going to need overtime. Perps is in a really good spot to shark the Rainmaker despite being tracked.
None of the members of Unsung Heroes have their specials at the ready, but neither do the ones on No Fear. Finally, the Dually Squelcher is able to pop their special as well. 2 down, 3 down, but no, they're not going to do it. Unsung Heroes going 3 down, but it's not enough time left for No Fear and Unsung Heroes.
And what a match that was.
Unbelievably able to hold on.
That was insane. Black Belly Rainmaker is either the quickest knockout you've ever seen or the most intense match of back and forth between both teams, and that was what we saw in this game.
Pretty even KAs coming out. Perps coming out with the highest one for Unsung Heroes, a 12 KA there, and you can see, I believe, the reaction in the boots for these two teams as we have tied the set up, and we now move on to a game 3, and we will require at least a game number 4.
And that's, I want to see the game 5 because Rainmaker Kelp Dome is it's somewhat similar to Black Belly Skate Park in the sense that if you get 1 team wipe, you can basically secure the lead. 2 team wipes is game over, as is the case with most maps. But Rainmaker is on Kelp Dome especially is like that, because once you win that first team fight, you can push the Rainmaker through the choke point on the left or the right. And once you make it there, that is the interesting fast-paced Splatoon where people don't have the time to make, you know, really careful decisions. They just have to play on instinct, which gives us that fast-paced Splatoon.
We're now moving on to Snapper Canal, which plays a little bit differently than the Reef and Black Belly Skate Park. It's a little bigger and it's very open. You can pretty much see around the entirety of the map from your spawn. There's a lot of places to go, but because it is splat zones, most, if not all, of the energy is going to be concentrated right on the middle part of the map. So I'll be interested to see what weapons we see. We've seen a couple of Splattershot Pros, so that'll be a nice weapon to bring in once again. The Inkstorm absolutely killing it in terms of that passive map control. It's so good, especially for splat zones. I would not be surprised as well to see another Suction Bomb Rush coming out, whether that's from something like a Firefin or not.
The Dapples again, the beacons on Snapper Canal are actually, again, it's such a huge map that having the beacons up to get you back to the middle of the map or even get an early flank off is actually huge. So I think the Dapples might come out from the side of, I believe that was Unsung Heroes again.
We've been seeing that a fair amount, and the Dualies in general got a pretty significant buff pretty recently in one of the most recent patches. So
it's also LAN.
They are a lot more viable. And yes, of course, the LAN, and just it really depends on the player's skill. Knowing when to dodge and also where to dodge is going to increase your survivability a lot. And you need to survive quite a long time in order to build up that Suction Bomb Rush and defend your zone effectively.
If we're talking about two game-changing weapons on LAN mode, it is the Brella and it is the Dualies. And it's completely because there's no latency issues whatsoever on LAN. And so having the Dualies with that dodge roll can just be completely devastating. It's a totally different weapon and a lot stronger.
Yeah, surprisingly, haven't really seen too many umbrellas actually on stream here, but we have seen a lot of Dualies here. We're seeing the Dually Squelchers come out, and as you predicted, the Dapple Dualies coming out from Unsung Heroes to join along with a Splattershot Pro, and an Instep. So they're still going to have that Ink Armor at their disposal. Dr. Prodigy located here, just trying to get a kill on the Perp.
Nice bomb.
With the Kobe there. Going to try and lock down the zone now, build up that splashdown in the process, and No Fear will continue the first push of the game.
I feel like this is going to be a very, very similar game to these splat zones on the Reef that we saw earlier, in the sense that it's going to be just so back and forth, but it's up to one team to just get that early lead. Wow, the kill on Hitzel.
Splashdown,
2 now.
Double kill. Wanted to get both with the splashdown, but settled with getting one and the trading with the second one on Perfs. Going to try and stay in the zone here as Dr. Prodigy is halfway to their splashdown once again, trying to make sure that they can't even get into the zone. That's the thing about this map, is that the most reliable way to get back into the zone is so open and so predictable that you can just rain whatever bomb you have into that area and lock it down pretty effectively. But as you see here, the Inkstorm coming out, that's going to give Unsung Heroes the zone and a bit of an advantage now as they move forward with a 2-down situation onto No Fear.
And No Fear getting down to 65 points was actually incredible there, but a lot of the time that they were holding the zone was penalty that they were getting rid of from a quick cap on the side of Unsung Heroes. And now Unsung Heroes can hold the zone. They don't have that penalty, so despite holding the zone for a less amount of time than No Fear, they already have the lead.
And we've talked a lot about the NZAP and Hitzel's play with it, but we haven't mentioned the fact that it can build up the Ink Armor so quickly, even without something like the Sprinkler. So having that at your disposal is so nice. Hope's going to go down to Perps there.
Perps got 2, might be looking to make it 3.
The penalty is long since gone. The lead gained here for Unsung Heroes as they tried to get a 2-1 lead in this set here. Perps is located, but is trying to watch all of the potential flanking points. There's not all that many of them, but you still have to be very careful here.
Wow, what a shot.
Nice shot by Rocket there. Rocket, again, another long-standing member of the Splatoon community. Glad to see him here at this LAN.
And despite Team Unsung Heroes dropping some players here, it looks like No Fear isn't able to find the push back in that they need. And just as I say that, they find it. They're going to stop it at 6 points, and now they've got an opportunity. There's 3 down on the side of Unsung Heroes, and now Team No Fear has what they need to make it back into this game.
They essentially have to hold on to the zone until they hit that 5 mark, which would give them the lead. They cannot afford to gain a huge penalty as they need to get all the way to 5. That's another 55 or so points as Hope is going to go down. Had the shots, but the ink armor saving Purps' life is going to have to retreat there and recover his health there, but almost had that splashdown, not quite going to get it off. The dueling squelcher also has their 10 missiles, I believe, at the ready, and now the splatter shot with their splashdown as well for No Fear. So No Fear hanging on to their specials. They got a 2-down situation, and even though they have the penalty, they should be able to work through it pretty quickly as multiple members for Unsung Heroes are coming back from that spawn.
Yeah, that very, very quick cap from Unsung Heroes is going to buy them a lot of time in this match. If they didn't get that cap, Team No Fear would almost be winning the game right now, and they're just about to be taking the lead. But no, Team Unsung Heroes was able to get that quick cap, so now they're dealing with penalty. And that's what's keeping them in this game right now. You know, they've got such a huge penalty of their own, but they've got that lead. All they need to do is stall it out for another minute and a half, and they've got it.
That's a big penalty there. I believe an extra 20 penalty points given there to No Fear that they'll have to work through. But it seems that Unsung Heroes cannot find a way to get into the zone until now. No Fear was locking it down very effectively, but the Dapple Dualies with the high maneuverability of that weapon, able to just zoom around this map and not really putting down that many squid beacons until then, but is also trying to build up this suction bomb as well. Again, as we talked about, that suction bomb launcher, so nice to have on a map in mode like this one.
And when the Dapple Dualies get behind you, you know you're in trouble because the weapons just kill so fast, especially after a dodge roll, despite having short range, that you don't want those things to get behind you. And he did, I believe it was Purps, did a very, very good job reacting to the Dapples. No, it wasn't Purps, it was someone else. They did a very good job reacting to the Dapples behind them and actually using the splashdown to keep themselves safe, because once a Dapples gets behind you, you're as good as done unless you have a special like that.
DJ doing the job of just playing that long-range weapon and using the 10 missiles to try and take out anyone who might be on the zone. I believe he got 2 there, could have had 3, but didn't hold the reticle on there for long enough. And now we're at somewhat of a stalemate here as time ticks down, just under 40 seconds left to go. And No Fear gets the zone back. They're trying to get all the way to that 5 mark, but they lose hope, and now they're 1 down. 2 of the members have specials at the ready, that being the splatter shot and the range blaster. The Inkstorm's going to come out, and another member's going to go down and do a great shot there from Rocket.
And this is, 3 down. Rocket looking to make it 4. That's going to be a full wipe. Rocket popping off right now. He's happy.
I believe a triple kill there for Rocket as they're going to try and take this one to overtime. They have a big penalty to work through of about 20, but now we have the 10 missiles that could come out here from LSDJ as Unsung Heroes is coming back from spawn, and this one will definitely require overtime.
And this is exactly the same situation as we saw in the Reef on Splat Zones. No Fear is finding themselves in the exact same situation right now. They need to hold this lead, and it's going to go to Unsung Heroes as they're going to take it out in overtime.
And that was the wrong time for No Fear to go 2 down. They're trying to provide a goal line stand there on the zone, but it was not enough, just not enough time for them to come back. They had plenty of opportunities, but it was a very back and forth game. That lead, that push all the way to 6 for Unsung Heroes ends up holding true. Even with 14 KA coming out from Rocket and 5 Inkstorms, it is not enough. And Unsung Heroes going to take the lead in the set 2-1 and come 1 game away from making it into our top 12 tomorrow.
No, Team No Fear definitely won the slaying battle there. They had more elims and they were winning most of the team fights. It just came up to the positioning and the downplay of Team Unsung Heroes that kept them in that game.
It's just so tough when you have to worry about playing the objective and getting as many kills as you can to try and keep them coming back from spawn. And I think it's just Unsung Heroes was able to hold on to that zone so well, pushing up when they needed to. They're known for being an aggressive team, so they used that playstyle to get in the faces of No Fear, and that's how they were able to hold on to the zone. No Fear just didn't have access to it for so long. Even when they finally got control of the map in the game, they just didn't have enough time left on the clock. So now as we move on to tower control on Humpback Pump Track, it's a lot more of an open map. There's only a couple of obstacles in mid, just those low brick walls, and a lot of flanking potential as there's an entire ring on the outside of the map to basically take you wherever you need to go.
I think Team No Fear is in a bad situation right now, because I think this map and mode combo benefits Unsung Heroes more than it does them, and they can't lose any more games.
And yeah, this is it for them. They have to take this one to a Game 5 in order to have a shot of making it into the top 12. So we are looking to see if anything changes here. They might have to either get more aggressive or stick to their play style and just be more defensive, outplay, and be more patient than Unsung Heroes. But this could be their last chance.
And as we go into this Game 4, tower control, humpback, pump track, Team No Fear is fighting for their lives right now.
Taking a look at the weapon comps here, the Dapple Dualies are making a return. We're also seeing the Sloshing Machine come out. The Stingray going to be a great special to have. On the other side of things, the Range Blaster and the double Splatter Shot comp making a return here for No Fear. But all three of those are going down.
Whoa.
And the first jump on the tower is going to go to Unsung Heroes, the last one alive being those Dualie Squelchers. And they are caught in a bad place
Hitzel's
here.
pushing
as
it.
Hitzel, known for his aggressive plays, chasing him down and will come away with a kill.
Looking to make it 2.
Going to find it on the LSDJ. Huge plays being made on Hitzel.
He might make it 3. Oh no, but Rocket with the clutch shot onto Hitzel. He's not letting Hitzel take that one home.
Despite that, a 3-down situation forced on the Unsung Heroes, meaning that they will stop that push at 55. So nice recovery there by No Fear. They couldn't afford the tower to get much further past that. As once it gets to that second checkpoint, it's so hard to defend when you're the defending team.
And now Team No Fear is on the strong side of this push right now. They've got the specials flying. They've got the Tenon missiles, which I'm sure will be coming out from DJ very soon. And they've got the splashdown ready on the splatter shot. They're going to be pushing this tower pretty far.
Frank just using
Hopefully
the Stingray there, trying to look for an opportunity to push forward here. We see the Tenta missiles also coming out. They are going to die in the process, though. You're kind of caught in one spot when you use them. 2 down for both teams, and neither one feeling comfortable enough as we see a 1v1 between Rocket and Perps. Perps trying to get him with the splashdown. Is not going to be able to, and a great kill there in the form of a trade as both of those fierce competitors are able to take themselves out.
And this is pretty much what we've seen in most of the sets so far. It's just so back and forth that, you know, sometimes it's the team fights are just going 1-1. Every time you win a team fight, you lose a team fight. It's that simple. But sometimes you win 2 in a row, and then that is what gives you the lead rate. That's what gives you the lead in this set, and that's why Unsung Heroes has a 55-point lead right now. Is because they won 2 team fights in a row. They got the tower pushed a little bit, and since then it's just been 1-1 trades.
Yeah, one of the nice things about having a bomb launcher as your special compared to something like a Stingray is that it doesn't take away the ability to use your main weapon. So even when you pop that bomb launcher like we saw there with the Dapple Dualies, you're still able to use your main weapon. So they were able to roll away, get a kill with their shooting aspect of the weapon, the main weapon, and then continue to get turf as they maneuver along. So now as we see a push coming out from No Fear, 1 down on each side. They do have a splashdown at the ready, but it's going to be taken by them. It's again this back and forth play, and it's all centering around mid.
They got the sloshing machine. The reason they couldn't push that tower any further is because the sloshing machine was sitting behind the bump, and the sloshing machine right there on tower control is very, very difficult to deal with. They had to get off the tower, or else the sloshing machine would have taken them out. But the sloshing machine died so they could continue to push the tower. Unfortunately, they didn't get the lead, and now Unsung Heroes is finding an almost team wipe to push back into the middle.
3-down situation on a No Fear. As you talked about, just the nature of sloshers is that they can shoot over walls so well, and now they're pushing it all the way up close to that next checkpoint. 47, the new number to beat as they go 2 down, but both remaining players have their specials at the ready. The Ink Armor came out from the NZAP, and now we're waiting to see if the Stingray will follow suit. Already 1 down though for No Fear, as map control is very much in favor of Unsung Heroes, aided by that Ink Storm, which has seen a lot of play in today's tournament.
You can definitely see the amount of despair. That's not the right word. No Fear is playing desperate right now. That's what I'm trying to say. You can definitely see that. They know that if they lose this match, they probably won't make it to the bracket. And I'm actually sure we can get an update for that soon for you guys. We want to see the results of the Ink Delta game, if that's happened yet. But remember that if the losing team of this set could possibly not make it into the bracket tomorrow.
Rocket setting up on this tower is going to fire off that Ink Storm and also get a kill there on the Mom. Nice job there. Again, we talked about that spacing.
Push.
Using the spacing, and the 180 flick there by Rocket's going to be a huge kill as he maintains his spot on the tower, and they will get past checkpoint number 1. They're looking in pretty good position here. Under 5 to go.
The tower moves so fast.
Stop to 48
points.
Can somebody get the tower? They get the lead. 1 minute and 10 seconds left, and it's 3 down for Unsung Heroes. The push is not going to stop there.
Whoa, that's 4 down. They're still going.
The full wipe coming out onto Unsung Heroes.
And this might be it.
No Fear getting past checkpoint 2 as well, and they're going to come around the bend in just any minute.
The sloshing machine needs to go down if No Fear wants to get the knockout, and they couldn't get it down, and now Team Unsung Heroes is going to push that tower back. That's 4 players down on the side of No Fear, and now Team Unsung Heroes has a response to this push.
Game's not over yet as Unsung Heroes popping as many specials as they can to make a push of their own. They still have the Ink Armor, which is going to get popped now by the NZAP. We're going to see if they can chain their specials again. They need to build them up once more. They will have likely one more round of specials if they can stay alive, but they're having trouble doing that. The N-Tap and Sloshing Machine both going down here. The splash down is ready here for the splatter shot though, so they need to save that until the overtime push or it will not be nearly as effective.
Okay, and we're getting word that Ink Delta did win their set versus Black Squid Ink Burger, which means the loser of this set is not going to be here tomorrow.
Unsung Heroes with multiple specials at the ready. One being used, that being the Ink Armor. The Dabble Dualies also with their Bomb Rush as well. I'm going to go down to Dr. Prodigy, and we're seeing 3 down on Unsung Heroes, so likely not enough time, and No Fear cleans it up. We will need a Game 5 to settle this one.
And I told you, it's going to Game 5. Both of these teams are very evenly matched, and these have been incredible games so far. Very fast-paced, super fun to watch, and we're going to see some Rainmaker Kelp Dome.
Not only is it fun to watch the squids in the game, but it's also so fun to check out the player camps here in the individual rooms, popping off after every single victory. And now a Game 5 going to be absolutely necessary here, which I was so hoping for. I knew these teams were very close in terms of their skill level, and now we are going to need, I believe it's Rainmaker on Kelp Dome, which is an incredibly fun map mode combination. It's again another one of those map mode combos where you can play very sneakily. Most of the time, the Rainmaker is pushed through that choke point, but sometimes you'll get the occasional 3 down or team wipe, and they can push the Rainmaker across that grating into the enemy spawn.
Okay, so last game I said that I thought that Team Unsung Heroes had the advantage going into that last match, but this time I think it's the opposite. I think No Fear has the advantage going into Rainmaker. They have the long-range weapons. They've got Rocket on that range blaster, which has proven essential as an anchor for them in order to win these games. They are very much playing off of Rocket's plays, and DJ with the Dually Squelchers, just able to space it so well, is going to outrange a lot of the players of Unsung Heroes because of this map is just so big and open.
Yeah, we're definitely going to see, I think, 2 different playstyles here. Unsung Heroes with their more aggressive short-range playstyle, they're going to try and go for as many flanks as possible. Maybe Shark in a high ground position, wait for somebody to come by and jump on them immediately, whereas for No Fear, they're going to try and use the enormity of the map to try and stay back, pick people off from afar, and then push the Rainmaker when they get those 2 or 3 down situations, which they were getting pretty consistently on that last game.
Absolutely. We've almost got this game going for you guys. The weapons are being picked. Who's hyped for this Game 5?
So excited to see how this one pans out. You can see all of our players in the booths here are ready to go as well, just waiting on a couple members of Unsung Heroes, and then we will get into this one. Not even sure who I would predict to win this one. It's been so back and forth so far that I think this one could really go either way. Of course, the large size of the map does lend itself very well to No Fear, but Unsung Heroes has an incredibly effective way of getting right up in your face and taking you out.
Yeah, so earlier I kept saying that when Hitzel flanks, you don't see it coming.
Right.
More so on Kelp Dome, because sometimes Hitzel just takes the far left flank, or sorry, the far right flank from your side of the map. He takes that super far flank, and he does it so fast that you don't even realize it, and it's just, there's no way you expect an NZAP to be right behind you when you saw him 5 seconds ago in mid. But he makes it happen.
Somehow appearing as though a ghost right behind or in front of you where you least want him to appear. Game 5, Rainmaker on Kelp Dome. Let's see who comes away the victor between No Fear and Unsung Heroes.
This is a very emotional match between the 2 teams. I'm not sure if they know that the loser is out of the tournament, but I mean, if they can do simple math, I'm pretty sure they know that at this point, and we're going to see that in their play, definitely.
Both teams going with a short to mid-range comp here, not really changing much up, comfortable with what they've been playing. Of course, Hitzel's still running this N-Zap here, which will provide them with the Ink Armor. They'll also have the Dabble Dualies, which will die early, as does one of the splatter shots. So No Fear getting the early advantage here. Dr. Prodigy and Rocket popping that Rainmaker. They're going to take it through the choke point by the looks of it. There's already one member of Unsung Heroes over there. And again, you have to watch out for those flanks.
Well, the splatter shot pros down. That means they didn't get the Ink Storm up. And now Team No Fear has an Ink Storm of their own, but they're going to drop 2 players at once. We do have Rocket still up with this range blaster, trying to get these picks, but Hitzel running around on top of the grates. Hitzel doing Hitzel things and being annoying. That's what he does best. And that's going to stop the push of No Fear.
Oh, and we see a bit of squid bagging there coming out from LSDJ as he rolls around with those Dabble Dualies. He's going to try and stay alive here in mid and keep that map control going. You're able to get, with the Dually Squelchers, pardon me, the Ink Storm also coming out here on the side of Unsung Heroes. So they're going to have a lot of map to contend with as they have the armor at their disposal. It's Hitzel, again, like you said, looks like he's going to pull off a flank.
Look at this. He's going to do this. He's going to charge an armor. And, well, that's 4 down. What happened?
4 down. Here comes the big push. Unsung Heroes, Frank pushing it into the choke point. They make it all the way there. Perp's going to get the kill on the Prodigy with the splashdown. Hitzel looking for another kill there. Looks like he's going to find it. And that's 2 down on the side of both.
That's 3 down. It's just the blaster left. It's only Rocket.
Frank
this might be the knockout.
The burst bomb is going to stop him. And the burst bombs of Rocket and Dr. Prodigy say no thank you.
Wow, and Team Unsung Heroes, when you're in the determining game of your set, of your tournament. This is pretty much the best situation you could ask for. Being up to 9 points on a big map like Kelp Dome, this is what you're looking for in a tournament set.
It's going to take some insane outplays here for No Fear to come back. A major lead gained here by Unsung Heroes, and now LSDJ again trying to pull off that sharking that we predicted No Fear would take part in. Has those 10 missiles at the ready.
That is all 4 players of Unsung Heroes tracked right now.
Which is pretty amazing. That also allows them perfect vision into the map.
Did you see that?
Going down as he slid through the grating.
Through the grating and then used the splashdown. I don't think anybody saw that.
As though he were ink incarnate, just slipping through. And now we're seeing a cheeky push off the grates. Rocket going to be able to carry it. Has a bit of a path painted for him already. He's going to be patient and let LSDJ carve a bit more of a path as bombs are raining left and right.
But the bombs are behind him. He's got to move now. The Ink Storm is going to stop this, I think. The Dazzles are behind him. He's got to move. That's 3 down. Dazzles behind him. No!
The suction bomb!
But that's still 4 down. It's not over yet. They're going to pop in and they're going to try and get that push in.
Dr. Prodigy and LSDJ are still there trying to get the kill onto Omom. Finds the kill there. Perps is also behind that box. LSDJ waiting for the right time to pick up the Rainmaker and hoping Rocket to rejoin the party.
It's going to reset. They need to grab it. He's going for it. 7 points. He got the lead.
The lead is there. Just over 2 minutes left. 3 down on the side of Unsung Heroes, so Hope might even have a chance.
This is insane. That's 4 down.
They might be able to get a knockout here.
If they pop it, this might be the knockout. This is so close.
Rocket and Dr. Prodigy rejoining the party here as members of Unsung Heroes are jumping down from the spawn. Almost a splashdown here, but he dies too early. And I think finally that will be the end of that push from No Fear.
Oh my God.
Ended at 7, and there's still just a bit of time here for Unsung Heroes to get all the way to 6.
And what a match this is. I never thought that Team No Fear was going to come back from that. Whoa, but Unsung Heroes, they're coming back
motoring along. He's going to die there. It's 2 down, but he had the right idea. There are multiple suction bombs also raining down, so this push is not yet over for Unsung Heroes. Hope trying to get that down. Perps ends up trading with it. That's 3 down for No Fear. This could be another retake of the lead.
They're jumping in. All they got to do is stay alive right now. If they can find 1 or 2 picks, that's all they need to get this lead. It's just so close to the Rainmaker. They just need to tap the side of it, and that's the Rainmaker shots are flying in. They just need to find those frames. They're going for it here.
Went a bit too early there, and now both teams are down 2. Now 3 for Unsung Heroes, so nice defense there by No Fear, but still the opportunity is left. Mom popping the big kill, huge lead gain, unbelievable, and now the onus is shifting back to No Fear, and they need to get all the way up to 4.
There's less than a minute left in this game, and No Fear, they did it once. Can they do it again? There's not a lot of time. Perps is going to find the Rainmaker.
Big kill,
that's
looking for the double
stall. He might find the kill on Rocket. He does get the
trade. 2 down on the side of both teams here. And they have to find a way to pop this Rainmaker shield. Under 30 seconds left to go for No Fear to try and regain this lead. LSDJ hanging out by the Rainmaker shield, trying to carve a path over by this push area, but Unsung Heroes knows exactly where they're going to be going.
Oh my God, they need to push it in right now. There's only 13 seconds left. There's 2 down, 3 down now on the side of Unsung Heroes. Hazel getting a double, the Rainmaker.
3 down, and there's only 1 game. The Squid Bag, and that's likely gonna do it. A big amount of lead changes here, and Unsung Heroes, they're gonna come away with it. A huge victory, pushes up to 9, 7, and then 5. Unbelievable performance on Kelp Dome. Fans are rushing the booth, and you can see the absolute pandemonium taking place in the booth from Unsung Heroes as they come away with a clutch victory over No Fear and will likely make it into day 2.
What a match. This is groups. If you guys thought that was hype, wait until you see the finals.
Top 12 is going to be mind-blowing. Unsung Heroes never giving up. The constant fury of this map and mode combination we saw again. Leads go up to 9 and then 7 and then 5, all in a very short amount of time. That's so unusual and would not happen on just about any other map in the game.
And the energy in the room right now is insane. You guys can see it in the camera there. Team Unsung Heroes left the booth and the entire audience is there just greeting them, telling them they did such a good job. That was a very heated last match, and Team Unsung Heroes stayed determined, they stayed strong, and they were able to pull it out at the very end.
On the opposite side of things here, No Fear looking pretty grim in their booth. They know that this likely means they will not make day 2. Still a very hard-fought set put up by them. Fantastic performance, especially that win in game number 4 to force a game 5, and we see this screech of victory there.
Guys, can we get a round of applause for that game? Can we get a round of applause for No Fear and Unsung Heroes?
What a
match of Splatoon.
Unbelievable performances there. You cannot ask anything better from our final set in Wave B. Unbelievable performance, and I think one of the best maps and modes that we could have ended on.
I think that was one of the best matches of Splatoon I've ever seen.
Heck yeah, especially because it was Game 5. All of the stakes, both teams being 3-1, but only one team can make it into day 2.
It was it's not just your regular Game 5. It was the tournament determining game.
The highest stakes Game 5.
And it went back and forth at such a low score in Kelp Dome Rainmaker. That was ridiculous, and I hope we're going to see games that are that good, possibly better, in the finals tomorrow.
We saw a ton, not just of that game, but in the previous sets, a ton of fantastic games that lead me to believe that day 2 and even Wave C today will be fantastic. The caliber of players here that we have is just fantastic. It's amazing to think that they're all here in one place. So congratulations to Inc, Delta, and Unsung Heroes. I believe they will be your 2 teams moving on from that group into our top 12 tomorrow. But an unbelievable performance there. I am just flustered from, again, you talk about high-stakes performances. Even though they were so hyped, they didn't let that get to them and they didn't crack under the pressure. Even when they saw a single-digit lead taken by the enemy team, they never gave up. And
that was crazy. Just the ability to stay composed like they did in that situation. When you have a lead like that and it gets taken from you, that's gotta hurt. That's gotta suck. That's gotta hit your morals hard. But they didn't let it get to them. They remained composed, they stayed strong, and they were able to get the lead back despite all odds.
Especially when you're in the final minute or 2 of a game. It can be very easy to think, oh, we don't have enough time, we don't have the map control, we don't have the specials, we don't have the man advantage, but you just have to play the game one step at a time. If you're able to just get 1 kill, that can easily snowball into 2 and then 3, and then before you know it, you're already up to their choke and they're trapped in their spawn. Also, just the fantastic use of specials, subs, and even main weapons. We saw a lot of outduels there in the late game that allowed Unsung Heroes to regain the lead, and also just keeping one player over by the Rainmaker when you're in the enemy spawn to allow your team to jump in and keep that fight going. It's something we see a lot on tower control, but in this instance for Rainmaker, it played a massive part in both teams being able to take the lead away from their opponent, and in the end, Unsung Heroes came away the victor because of it.
And it was huge because, as you said, the jumps in. When you're in the middle of your enemy's spawn in Kelp Dome, there's not many safe places you can back up to get those jumps off. But because the fights were so hectic, because the teams knew there was so much on the line, the teams were able to actually take a step back, which is a super smart decision. Being able to step back like that when the adrenaline's flowing is hard. Let me tell you, it is hard to do, but they did it. They remained composed. They knew that's what they needed to do to win the game. They didn't let the adrenaline get to them, and that is what made this game go so back and forth.
And not only the players were feeling that excitement, but the crowd was absolutely electric. People were on their feet. They were staring basically slack-jawed at the screens that we have here in the venue, waiting to see whether each team would take the lead over from their opponent, and they had plenty of leads to see back and forth. It's amazing with how big a map Kelp Dome is that they were able to get from one side of it all the way caddy corner to the other multiple times in Unsung Heroes' case.
And that was great. I think I'm gonna go to bed now. I can't.
I'm feeling my voice is very clearly shot.
Yeah,
so
no. I still have to play.
Yeah,
I have to play Splatoon
this guy,
after that.
After all that hype, being emotionally drained, has to play 5 sets.
How can I continue playing today after a set like that?
Because you're the Dab Squad. So
that's fair.
How can you not? Like, you're trying to live up to a very popular meme.
I can't discredit the Dab Squad, okay?
And you are one of the commentators on Void teams. We have you. We have 9-Hole Grains on Canadian Grains. Both of y'all are going to be in Wave C, so hopefully we will see one or both of y'all in those booths over there.
I'm excited. I would love to play in the booths. I've never done something like this before, so I'm excited to get in there, and I'm excited to play Splatoon for you guys.
Yeah, big shout out once again to EndGameTV. They've put on one heck of a LAN so far. This is only day 1, and already we're seeing some fantastic matches. Again, Czar, you can see as well, has been our camera operator, as it were, for all of these spectator mode matches in this tournament. So major shout out to him once again. He did a fantastic job, and I hesitate to say that the final match there that we saw, that Game 5, would not have been nearly as hype without his excellent camera work. So major props to him.
Hey, Czar, when's the last time you took a break? When's the last time you took a break? It's going to be right now, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gents.
We're going to cut to some commercials.